There's so much stress going on at the moment, so much fear, so much panic, so much hate, so much division, and it just keeps getting worse. We keep focusing on the darkness. There's a lot of it happening, and we can all see that there's a lot of deception going on. We can all see that the media don't have our backs. We can see that the government don't have our backs. Because if they did, they would show us what we'd need to do or what we should be doing for our health. They'd be encouraging us to get out more, to learn about healthier foods, a healthier way of living, meditation. They would tell you all this stuff. It works, and it always has done. If we go back prior 1930s, all the answers to life and how the body works and how the subconscious mind works, it's all there. But yet, it's like it's been hidden from us, and we're not taught that. We're told to rely on an external source to make us better. Whenever there's a problem, we need to go and seek for help. It literally disconnects us from who we really are and what we're really capable of. All our answers are inside us. All our intelligence is inside us. Our body is that creation. Our body keeps us alive every minute of every single day, every second of every single day. Your heart's beating. Your breath continues all the time. These chemical reactions take place in your body. So your body has your back, and it always has, and it always will. But yet we seek other things to make our body function. That's not how it works. Whatever you put in your mind, your body will respond. Whatever we put in the mind. But a lot of the things we're putting in at the moment is fear, it's worry, it's doubt, it's frustration. They're vibrations that we send off, and that's what then manifests back in our life. So with all this stuff going, it's a constant battle at the moment. It is a spiritual war. But this stuff has been going on for a long, long time. There's been a lot of darkness, but before we wasn't aware of it. The fact we've now become aware of this stuff, it's hard to take. It's quite a lot of information thrown at you. It's a slap in the face because we have been deceived. We're angry that it has happened to us, that it's impacting our loved ones and closest to us, and they still can't see it. But you're wasting energy if you just focus on that, because like I said, it has been going on for years. The fact you brought awareness to it now means you're in a stronger position, even if you don't realise that. The fact you know there's things that we can do differently now. We're paying attention differently to the information that is provided to us on our social media platforms, from the TV, from the news. We're more prepared. So yes, it seems awful that this stuff's going on and the whole world is evil, but it has been going on a long time. And the same people continue to instruct you what to do with your life. Literally every single industry is owned by the same people. The social media that literally show you what they want you to see, they literally censor any other information that goes against the agenda. They influence people. Facebook has over 2 billion people on. They even said, even in the kings in the olden days, never had that many people to control. It's powerful. The media only present one way of looking at it. They're pushing these vaccines. There's no evidence. There's no research at all. But yet we just follow and believe these people on the TV. They've never had our back at all. If you just look at the news as a percentage in terms of negativity, majority of that news is negative. We can't thrive when we keep putting this negativity in our life. So this post really is just to say, focus on yourself. The change happens when each individual actually now steps up and says something, now steps up and steps out of their comfort zone into that world of vulnerability, because the moment you step into it, you become strong. It takes courage. You're no longer vulnerable anymore. The vulnerability is being in your head, thinking I should do something. I've got this gut feeling that something's wrong, but yet I say nothing. And I see a lot of people within this world at the moment that know something's not right, but they won't say anything. They just sit there waiting. Waiting's not going to do anything. The moment you step up and say something, the moment 5 other people will start waking up and 5 other people will start realising, actually, I can say something too. This is the power of community. We've got to stop waiting all the time now, because when it comes back to common law, it's the individual. There may be a moment in this lifetime where you get faced with a decision to make. Do I go along with this narrative and face the consequences to life, our freedoms being taken away from us, and also this miserable place that we find ourselves in, We're literally helpless in terms of our own health because we're educated in a way that teaches us that we need other externals to make us better, which then makes people unhappy, which then brings more divide and more anger when we step out into the world. Yet if we took back our own power by educating ourselves, by putting it into place, by experiencing it, by knowing actually this is what we're entitled to, you become happier. You can share this wisdom with other people. They become happier. And again, it's truth. Literally, the world could be a better place if we all just come together. Stop following these orders from people at the top that don't have our interests at all, that can't justify what they're doing, that make you feel insignificant and useless. The fact that you can't defend the virus, which is a 99.97% survival rate. The stats have always been there. They've always told us that. So guys, start focusing on what you want out of life. I work with clients and they're stressed all the time. So if I just said to you, good is coming. It's around the corner. Good is actually coming. The truth is there. It's all there to see. And it's just waiting now before this all comes out. So if we can just move truth to one side, it's definitely happening. Don't worry about that. What's your problem now? If truth's not a problem, you keep blaming the news and COVID and move that out of the way. What problems do you have in your life at the moment? That's the key thing that we need to now look at. What can I do as an individual that I have control of? And that starts with self-work. Actually doing the work on yourself, knowing that where we are in this world at the moment, we want to change. We want changes. We all can agree that. By sitting there just on the fence waiting, no change happens. By going down now and having a look at what you want out of life, asking them questions, listening for the answers, and then writing them down, you'll start changing very quickly. Again, taking back your power, creating a game plan that you stick to and put into place, knowing that you can change it any time and being okay with that is powering. Again, it starts inspiring the younger generation, the generation that is going to change this world. It all starts from there, but our actions are mirrored by them. So are we turning up as our best self at the moment? Are we understanding all the different roles that we play in our life? Are we understanding that all these things that have happened in our past, all of them, all the bad that we could label it as bad has been down to this system that we're born into. Literally every bad thing that's happened, we could stem it back to those people. So once they come down and out the way, where's the problems then? The problems inside again. So it's being more disciplined now for yourself, knowing that once you have more clarity on that, once you have that experience of what it is that you want, it makes all the tough parts in life that are thrown at you so much easier to deal with because you know it's coming. Again, another analogy. Imagine I told you there's £2 million in your bank at the end of the year. It's guaranteed coming, 100% coming. I don't know exactly when. We've got a guaranteed year that £2 million would be in your bank. If you knew that was true, how would you turn up the next day to work? How you deal with someone arguing with you or frustrating you? Someone's done something that you don't like. If you know £2 million is going to be in your bank by the end of the year, all you need to do is just turn up, enjoy life, and meet everyone with kindness. That's all you have to do. What's changed? It's just the thought of it being in my bank, but I can still deal with life now. Let's start future thinking. Let's start putting those things in our creation. And all of a sudden you change your whole makeup inside you. Your body vibrates in a different way. It starts bringing awareness to the things that you want out of life rather than focusing on all these things that are going on at the moment that we don't want, that do upset us, that do cause grief, anger, divide. Let's let go of them. Like it's happening anyway. Become aware of it, but don't let it consume you. Control what you can control. That's your life. Take some ownership to that bit now. Oh, it takes so long. It's going to take a few months. You're living every one of those days anyway. That is your life. So if you can't work at your life, there's no point working at all because you live your life every day. That's that change element. We need to keep changing. We need to go with the flow. We need to know that when we do that, we're growing. And when we're growing, we're getting stronger. We're getting more clear. But we're out of that fear state. So my encouragement this week, Sit down, create some time for yourself, meditate, switch off, leave the phone outside, but write down what do you want. Literally sit there in the space, think about it, imagine yourself being there, and then write it down. What is it that you want? No limitations, no restrictions, literally anything you could have, write it down. And you'll see how much limitation we put on ourselves when we don't think we're good enough to get certain things. Encourage you again, just work on this and hear those little voices, that self-doubt creeping in, and then bypass it, fight it off, and just write down exactly what you want and watch how things start changing.